Hello, everyone, and welcome to A Mind for Fitness. I'm your host, Ian Carlin. So glad you could be joining me today on the program, on the place where we talk about health and fitness. We talk about all matters related to you and your body and getting yourself in shape, the best shape of your life, and pushing yourself towards your ultimate weight loss goal. And if you've already reached that goal, we want to see you maintain that goal. And why do we do this? Well, we do this because it's my way of giving back. I learned so much through podcasts, and so much of my weight loss journey revolved around me listening to podcasts and just keeping part of that encouragement, keeping part of that my ear to the ground, finding the fortitude to keep moving forward. I drew upon podcasts to because of that. That's what I drew upon podcasts to give myself all that stuff. So many times in my life, I tried to lose weight and I couldn't. And I'd lose weight I'd gain it back and I'd lose weight. And then the time I finally got serious about it, I made a whole life change. And part of my whole life change was to inundate myself with material on weight loss, with material on fitness, with material on how the mind works. I did all this because I knew I needed that daily motivation. And I'm just a guy with a microphone who lost a lot of weight and who believes that he has something unique to share. And so I want to be part of that community. I want to be part of that giving back. Maybe somebody finds this podcast, and I know I'm not, somebody like Jimmy Moore or Abel James or, some of these other people who have thousands and thousands of listeners. But you know what? We're climbing. And you know what, I just want to be a part of it. I don't care if it's a big part, I don't care if it's a little part. We all get different things from different people. And so I know that there are a group of people that listen to me and I speak to them, on issues that they can relate to that maybe some of these other people can't relate to. So why do I do this? I do this because I want to give back. And, I find self discovery all the time. I'm like, oh, I got to share that on the podcast, or oh, I got to try to get this person on the podcast. Or, I have all these little self discoveries in which I learn, And today's no exception. Today, I want to talk about a couple of some very new developments, and want to give you those new developments here. So let me think. It's kind of a jumbled mess in my mind right now, and I'm not too sure how to start. First off, I want to talk about the best fat burning exercise, I believe, and why I believe it's one of the best fat burning exercises. And I put a lot of thought into this because of a recent client that I had, and we were kind of talking about this, and 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 some of my own development on this. So I want to talk about that. I also want to make the announcement about my new book that is out, my new booklet. Fasting to Break Your Plateau is what I settle on. The subtitle is A Basic Guide to Intermittent Fasting. Yes, it is out. Just barely out today as I'm recording this. This might not go out till tomorrow, but it is out today. So I'm excited about that. And I also want to talk about my Fit for Summer challenge, and invite people to join me on that to see if there's any results as a result of that. And then also um, and also do some type of free offer as a result of my book coming out. So anyway, those are what I want to talk about today. So let's get right to it. First off, I want to tell you all about my new book that's coming out. It's out right now. I'm holding it up for the camera. If you're listening by audio, you can't see it, but you can always go to my my webcast on YouTube, it's just a Mind for Fitness, and you can see it there. I'll also have links in the show notes for this. But there it is. It's Fasting to Break Your Plateau, a basic guide to intermittent fasting. Now, many of you know, now it's a digital book. So this is just a photocopy that we printed off for the front cover. This isn't the book itself. Obviously, that'd be a pretty thin book right there. No, this is just something I printed off. My wife designed this cover, and so we just printed it off. And unfortunately, I folded it up, so it doesn't look all that great. But we'll have a link in the show notes to where you can buy the book. It's just a digital download for right now, but I am working on making it a paperback as well. So that'll be out soon. And by the way, it's free if you are an Amazon Prime member, and it's only $2.99 if you are not an Amazon Prime member. So I know that I said, well, it'll be $1 download. It's got to be a little bit more than $1 just for some personal reasons and some behind the scenes reasons. And I kind of felt good about it because I was just like, well, I know it's a little bit more for people who aren't on Prime, but it's absolutely free for people who are on Prime. So I kind of figured the two balance itself out. And it's not like it was like $10 or $20, $15. It's still only, $3. So you can go there and get that. And I'm going to talk about a free offer when you do that. So I want to tell you a little bit about that later on in the program. But let's get to the topic, and that is best fat burning exercise. Best fat burning exercise. So recently, I've given a lot of thought to this. I was talking with a client, and we were talking about some of the exercises, and she's just was brand new to this, and we were talking about some of the exercises that I recommended for losing weight. And I recommended jujitsu or kickboxing or something like that. And the reason why I recommended that is because number one, it doesn't seem like a workout, and number two, you are learning something. So I thought, well, these are great things that'll actually, you actually do work out. Now, for this, I don't recommend like a regular karate class, because even though regular karate class is good for your health, it's better than doing nothing. But when you actually go to a kickboxing class, like a Muay Thai class or a regular kickboxing class or a boxing class or a jiu-jitsu class, you will leave that class sweating from head to toe. I have never, and the time just goes by so quickly. So it's not the same as sweating from head to toe and being like on a treadmill or something like that. The time just goes by so quickly. And so I recommended that. And then I started to think about a little bit about this a little bit more in detail. And that is, okay, it's cardio. And of course, I'm all about muscle building as well, and cardio and steady state cardio and HIIT training. I like having all of these things in my arsenal as tools for some degree. But I started thinking about this because we were also talking about how I've noticed at the gym, and I know you've noticed this a lot too, where you'll see people who run a lot, and you'll see it's particularly a lot of women who are on these cardio machines, and they don't lose weight. They run and they run and they run and they go, and maybe like a few pounds here and there. And for some reason they're not losing weight. And then and I've addressed this in the past, but then there's some other element that I wanted to talk about with this as well. And that is, I have noticed that people who come in and start kickboxing, or they start doing MMA or jiu-jitsu or something like that, they really start to lose weight. It's cardio, but they start to lose weight. And I thought to myself, well, what's the difference? Why is there this difference? And then it came to my mind the book by John Gabriel that's had a tremendous influence on me. And probably one of the books that is probably as closely related to my philosophy on weight loss as you can possibly get. And he mentioned in there that, we react to stress differently, and for two different reasons. We either react to stress, um, and it sends our body into fat storage mode, or we react to stress and it turns our body into fat burning mode. And it just kind of depends. Your body doesn't know the difference. It doesn't know the difference whether or not, a stress comes in, and it doesn't know that you're not in a famine. So it just starts putting on pounds. Or it doesn't know that, our ancient ancestors are in the jungle. There's plenty of food, but they have to, um, stay away from tigers and, fight among tribes and things like that. And so for those people, your body wants to burn fat. Okay. So your body knows how to burn fat, but it doesn't always know how to interpret stress. So you can actually, and this happens sometimes, I've seen this happen, where somebody will run and do excess amount of cardio, and then they stop losing weight altogether. They just stop. And some of that is your body gets used to the exercise. I understand that. But, I've heard of people, I run 3 miles a day and I don't know what to, I run 4 miles a day and I just don't know what to do. I'm still not losing weight. And it's because the cortisol and over exercising and stuff like that, because your body doesn't know how to interpret the stress. Um, your and it basically interprets it in two ways. Either your body says, oh, we're under stress, we need to store fat, or oh, we're under stress, we need to lose fat. And your body will do whatever you think it's best for you. And John Gabriel tells this story in his book about his cat, and how his cat, fat cat, and and this cat, like, got chased by a dog one day, like, took off, came back, and over the course of the next few weeks, this cat started to just started losing weight. And then he told a story about how he was bike riding, and while he was riding his bike, a dog came up, and he had plateaued out, and a dog came up and started barking at him, and then he had to, like, run, and it turned his stress on, and he had to run. Or he had to, pedal harder for like a mile, he says, something like that, while this dog is chasing him. So his body started to interpret that stress as, I need to be lean in order to be safe. So this kind of played in with why I see people running on treadmill, doing the elliptical, riding bikes, not losing weight, and people going to kickboxing and losing weight. What is going on? What's the difference? Okay, so here is the difference. You're putting your body under stress each way. Now, when you run, of course, you can turn on fat burning hormones, but of course, you might also overload yourself with cortisol, and your body might interpret that in a different way than you want it to. But when you're kickboxing, or when you're doing jujitsu, your body really only has one way of interpreting that. And that is, hey, somebody's trying to hit me, or somebody's trying to hurt me, and I've got to fend this person off. And regardless of whether or not you're going full contact, you're still fighting. And that signal into your brain is saying to your brain, hey, you need to be lean in order to do this. In order to survive a fight, you need to be as lean as possible. So you start kickboxing. Okay. And so that's why I think that probably one of the best fat burning exercise isn't the treadmill. It isn't the elliptical machine. Even though you sweat out, even though you go on it forever, I would say that the best form of fat burning exercise is in the cardio realm is going to be kickboxing or jujitsu, some type of heavy training. The other thing is you're kind of, when you're kickboxing, when you're doing jujitsu, you're kind of involving HIIT training with steady state cardio. Okay. So you do a blast of energy. And we all know this now, that, steady state cardio isn't quite as effective as HIIT training because of all sorts of stuff. Okay, whatever, because of afterburn, the epoch effect, but what you're doing in jujitsu, what you're doing in kickboxing, is you're doing kind of the best of both worlds. So you're doing like the best of both worlds. You're kind of like, you when you're settled and you're moving around, you're doing your steady state cardio, or you're mixing it up, you're throwing punches and kicks, you actually wear yourself out really super quickly. And then when you go back for a second, uh, assess the other person's activity in the match, it's not like you're not doing nothing. So you kind of flow in and out of this steady state cardio, high intensity cardio, steady state cardio, high intensity cardio, steady state cardio, high intensity cardio. And then you might take a break and go get a drink or whatever and get back to normal. Then you get back in with punching the bags, or rolling with somebody, or learning something, so I just believe that it's a combination of those things. It's a combination of steady state cardio, HIIT, as well as your body interpreting that you are under a stress that requires you to be thin to survive. And when you get those things together, you create a fat burning program. So if somebody were to ask me, I would say definitely still weightlifting, because the more muscle mass that you have, the more muscles you put on, the more that burns calories for you, or energy for you throughout the day. But as far as like an exercise that's really going to make your body interpret around the clock that you have to be thin in order to survive, I would say a good kickboxing class, a good MMA class, or a really good jujitsu class where you're rolling at every class, and do that a few times a week. Because I've seen that happen. Like I said, I've seen women on the treadmill never lose any weight, or lose very little compared to the output they're putting. And then I've also seen women come to kickboxing class and just start shedding the pounds. Okay. I've seen it with guys too, but to a less extent. Guys actually have an easier time losing weight for a variety of reasons. So, anyway, so I that's all I'm going to say about that subject right there. So let's get on to the Fit for Summer Challenge, because I kind of wanted to. So we've just had our first day of spring, like a week or so ago, and here's the deal. Okay, I want to start a little group for the next 3 months. I am only going to take on this. This is going to be a super good deal for anybody who wants to do this with me. And if you want to do this with me, you have to get in contact with me at Advanced Weight Loss. Let me know. Just if you go to the homepage, you can click down on it and you can see that there's a way to contact me, and I will get back with you and just reference the Fit for Summer Challenge. Okay. Summer's coming up. We want to be fit for summer. Now, I don't care how much you have to lose. You might not lose. If you have 100 pounds to lose, you might not lose all 100 pounds in 3 months. But if you have 50 pounds to lose, or 40 pounds to lose, or 20 or 10 or something like that, whatever you have to lose, let's optimize it before we get to summer, so you're feeling good about yourself. So I'm only going to take 10 clients for this. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to have private and group sessions. And this is for the amount of stuff you're going to get. It's going to be so freaking cheap. Okay. But I can't really afford to do this unless I get enough people who are interested in it. But I'm only going to take 10. That's it. If it's going to be the first 10. If you're on past 10 people, I'm sorry, I can't take it. I have to take first come, first serve. So this is the situation. Okay. So I am going to be offering, we're going to be doing like a group Google Hangout kind of a thing, at least once a week. And probably at least once a month an individual session that we're going to get, if not twice a month, just depending on how much interest I get and what everybody wants. Because I want to see you succeed. That's the deal. You are also going to get there are going to be like a couple things. People who come to this are, we're going to do like diet program, like a particular diet program that everybody's going to have to either choose one or be faithful to one. And if we get 10 people, what we'll do is we'll get an accountability partners and to help us, plus the group, plus the individual, and plus workouts. So I will be designing workouts for the clients. Okay. So who need them, because some people, they might not need it. Some people will be like, well, I go to the MMA gym 3 times a week, and I go to this or whatever that, but you still have to, in order to be part of this group, you'd still have to like submit your, what your diet is and what your workout regimen is. Okay. And if you don't have one, I'll provide one for you. And then also if I provide one for you, I will ask you, are you working out at home? Are you working out at the gym? I will customize it for you. Okay. So like if you're working out at home, you might not be able to do everything you get to do at a gym. If you're at a gym, it'll be a different customization. So it's going to be like a customized type of diet plan, based on like, not like a one size fits all, but kind of like I'll let you kind of choose some different diet plans. I won't tell you what they are because you have to sign up to do that. And I will also custom design this. And so this is my goal is, and this is for me too, because I'll be on, okay, look, I'm just going to be straight up honest with you. I mean, I'm looking at myself kind of in the, my face looks thin. And if I stand up, my body looks pretty good, but I have some gosh darn stubborn belly fat that I just want to lose. So this is for me as well as it is for anybody else. So we're going to choose a number, a scale weight and a non-scale weight, a non-scale assessment. So you have to have both. You have to have a number, and you also have to have some like a shirt or something like that you want to put on, a non-scale way to measure your success. And like we said, the diet plan, the workout plan, the Google Hangout where we kind of all get together and going to hang out with our ideas, and then the individualized coaching as well. We're all set with you, or maybe 2 of you if we do partners. Just the 2 individuals and go through something there. So get on that. Okay. So I am going to make this within a week. So within a week, you have to have contacted me. If I don't hear anybody, if it's after a week, forget about it, because it's going to be too late. So I will have this open for a week, and it will only be for the first 10. So with that said, let's go to our final little bit of business, and that is to our free offer. So here's our free offer for anybody out there who is listening, who wants to do this. Okay, so I will do a privatized individual session with anybody out there who, not just the assessment. Okay, I will do an assessment, but I will also do some advice as well. And it will be for anybody who, you have to do 2 things. You have to go download the book, and you have to write a review. And you have to contact me on my my website, Advanced Weight Loss Resources. And if you contact me on Advanced Weight Loss Resources, just say this is in regard, and then provide the link of where you left the review, so then I can read it. And then we'll set up an individual time. I will spend, I will basically give you what people pay, $100 an hour for free. I will do that for free. So if you buy the book, and you don't even have to buy it. I mean, it's free for for customers who download it, and then you have to review. And you could lie to me too. You could review the book and then not even buy it. I don't know if they let you do that, but it's you could do that. So just send me a link to your review, or actually, or I think these guys update me as far as who reviewed the book. It's on Kindle. So if you do that and you let me know that you're the one who did it, I will do a free session with you, and we will make serious changes. And let me tell you something, get on this Fit for Summer challenge, because I tell you what, you will be amazed at what you can do in 3 months. And I believe in you, and I'm going to believe in me, and I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, because I'm tired of dealing with this stubborn belly fat, the little bit that I have, and I could shed that, and I'm going to. So I'm putting myself out there as well, and let's get to it and get on with it. So those are what I have to say today. So anyway, if you like what you heard, please share this on your favorite social media. It helps other people hear about the program, and please follow us on Facebook at Facebook.com/A Mind for Fitness. And you can follow us on Twitter at A Mind for Fitness. And don't forget to buy the book and share this with other people. Share the book with other people. All right. Thanks. This has been Ian Carlin. I am so glad you made it today. Thanks a lot.